realize that opened up. Man, we're gonna have to cut off the whole top of this one. Should be good now, right, Vic? Let me know, guys. I have to show this to you guys. We were talking about this on the Patreon, and this is insane. Good now, awesome. Okay, so do you guys know the guy Roman? I only know him as Roman the Thief, but he does have a last name, and we're gonna find it in here. It's in here somewhere, right here. This guy. Do you guys know this guy? So this guy was notorious for robbing, pretty much a lot of his targets were people on ShareGrid. I think mainly ShareGrid, but maybe some private rentals as well. And he would show up with different IDs, I guess. Either way, he would just rent this expensive gear and then disappear and never bring it back. And you can see the amount of gear that he was doing. And the crazy thing is that you'll see, like, even Fox LA was like advertising or, like, you know, reporting on this. But this dude, he had been doing this for multiple years. And like LA never pursued it, even though he was on probation the whole time. The story is so whack, it doesn't make sense. But either way, like after like 2 or 3 years, they finally caught this dude. Ryan Levin Roman. How crazy is that, man? Look at this package alone was worth more than 100 grand, but he also stole Komodo packages. I mean, this guy's face was all over in like every LA group, like Facebook group, and they nailed him. They finally got the dude. And he was currently on probation, so he's going to be there for a minute. For a hot minute. I'm curious to know, what is your guys' thoughts on the new BF camera? I want to get some feelers out about if anybody on my channel is curious about me, because Sigma sent me an email, and so I got on their like waiting list of you know, people for them to potentially send it to. I think they would, but maybe they wouldn't. I don't know how saucy they are, but I just think that, I don't know, is this appealing or not? I know from the video side, I don't think it's going to be that impressive. But even from a photo side, it also seems a little just weird to me. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on this thing? Because it looks cool. It definitely looks cool, but it doesn't look cool in the way that I think cameras should look cool. Are you guys into this? I'm not sure how I feel about it yet. But the one thing that we do know about it is the colors. The colors are going to be gorgeous out of this thing because it's going to be the same as the Sigma FP. Wait. I don't even know. I think they're selling it for like, what, like 2 grand? Yeah, $2,000 this camera is. Ooh, buddy. I don't know yet. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if they'll actually send it to me. I mean, they reached out to me. They sent me the email. So I just, you know, I just put my name on the thing. So we'll see. I don't know. But something else that I've been thinking about doing is I'm going to rent a, I was just talking about ShareGrid. I'm going to rent a, let me pop out of this real quick. I'm going to rent possibly the Nikon ZF, possibly. I'm gonna log into this real quick. Let me just log in, and then we'll. Oh no, I'm logged out of ShareGrid now. What the heck is happening? Why did I get kicked out of ShareGrid? Oh man, it's all a bust. Well, I don't even have ShareGrid anymore, guys. I got deleted from ShareGrid. I don't know how that happened. I wonder how my ShareGrid got deleted. Okay, either way, I think we can look at the Nikon ZF on ShareGrid and see how much they're charging to rent a ZF. Because something that I want to do is rent the Nikon ZF and do a side-by-side comparison of the ZF and the A7C Mark II. See, you can rent one of these for only 59 bucks a day. I mean, that's a pretty good deal. What up, Keith? The Z6 Mark III looks like the most comfortable, smaller camera to use. The Z6 Mark III? I don't even know what that is. I don't follow Nikon at all. They've just got me a little hooked with the ZF because I love the way it looks. Obviously, you know, coming from, I mean, look how cool this camera looks. This is a real film camera though. The Voltlander Bessa T, but you know, I'm into the way that, yeah, I like the aesthetics of it. It's a little inspiring, right? Compared to what most people have. But I don't know what this is. We can pull up the Z6 Mark III. Oh, wow. It still looks big to me though, Keith. This camera still looks a little on the big side. This is, I feel like this is, well, I mean, for a video camera, are you talking about like a strictly video camera? Because these specs are insane, dude. A 6K 60p Nikon RAW. I've never used Nikon RAW. The N-Log, it doesn't look that bad to me. That's wild though. It has N-RAW. RAW in camera? See, that's from their Red acquisition. Wow, that's amazing. Blackout free EVF. Yeah, I mean, these specs look nuts. But this looks like a video camera, right? Tiny in person, huh? He said he loved his Z6 when he had it. Tiny in person. Yeah, probably as like for a video camera for sure. But for like a hybrid camera, wow, I love it when they put the screens on the top. Absolutely love that. When they put the little screen on the top, that's really cool for like street. You can just look down and see what your settings are real quick. I like that, like all the Leica SL2 cameras have that. GFX has that. Yeah, I like that a lot. It's a cool looking camera, but more like, oh, I see what you mean by small now. When you see it by the side, yeah, the EVF is kind of low profile. It's a nice camera. 3Gs, full-size HDMI in there. Holy crap, full-size HDMI. Oh man, it takes the CFBs. I heard that the CFBs were gonna become extinct. Oh, hold up, here we go. He said, yo, the Lorax, sup buddy, I'm here to make sure there is some mischief. The Lorax, okay. Victor Bell says, don't let the technical difficulties get you down. We are all filmmakers, so we all understand. Sometimes stuff just doesn't work. The rest of the stream will be great regardless. Oh yeah, we're on. Well, after we get done living, I'm gonna have to go like cut off the first 10 minutes of this thing. That was embarrassing. 6K video, yeah, I see that. Peter, what up? Part 1, complex question incoming. Awesome, this is what we're here for. Okay, here we go, guys. Let's prepare ourselves. Peter says, I had a debate with people on the Reddit. Oh no. I've heard that people say that ISO change in post is not the same as in camera with the 3D files. Nah, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that at all. I just don't believe in that. You know, anytime that I used the Red cameras, I mean, as a matter of fact, I mean, there might be tests that I've already done on that. Maybe. I've done plenty of videos on the Red Komodo, that's for sure. But I mean, I'm not gonna believe in that. Like, to me, it's like, because it's the metadata, right? Now they could be talking about like, oh, you know, it's affecting the roll off, or it's affecting this or that. You know, here's the thing. It could technically, I can understand where they're coming from, because what they mean is when they move the ISO around, it is going to affect the way they light, right? So they could be speaking to it in that regards. Whereas if you didn't move the ISO around, you would capture, you would do your lighting differently. Does that make sense? Is that making sense at all? So like, that's why they say like, oh, I think in their heads, they're thinking like, oh, this person isn't gonna light and they're just gonna rely on changing the ISO in post or something like that. You know, I'm just trying to get in their heads. So from that like way of thinking, then maybe I could see where they're coming from. But the point is, at the end of the day, yes, it will technically do the same to the image, right? It's going to, the difference is it's like you changing ISO in post, it's not going to magically change the lighting, if that makes any sense, right? You're just, you're just adjusting the gain in post, but at that point you're just adjusting like the gain of the digital raw negative, but it's not gonna make your image magically delicious. You know what I mean? So I can see both ways where they're coming from, but the reality is that I wouldn't worry about it too much. But here's where I think the whole moral of the story is to don't rely on that. Like, right? Like, don't rely on waiting to change it later in post, right? Like if there's an ISO that you want to shoot at, then that's what you should be doing, right? Okay, it has a partially stacked sensor. The Nikon, partially stacked. Hold up. Let's get to the bottom of what you're talking about. Who said that? Keith. Let's get to the bottom of what Keith's talking about here. Okay, so partially stacked sensor. Oh yeah, I see that. Okay, so yeah, I'm out of the loop on that. I don't know what that technology is. Let's go down here. I'm sure they have a really cool poster or something about it to let us know. Here's the thing, and it's because I don't follow Nikon. Like, I literally don't know what they're up to other than like the red stuff and the ZF, just because the ZF looks like a really cool camera. But the video side of them, I don't follow them at all. I really don't. And I don't think I've read a Petapixel article in about 2 months. So you'll have to fill me in on that, Keith, what this partially stacked sensor nonsense is. Oh, it's right here. It reduces rolling shutter distortion. So fast-moving subjects like a golf club, tennis racket, or baseball bat do not appear distorted when working with shutter speeds. Yeah. So that's their solution. But here's the crazy thing, right? Now that they're with red, you already know it's coming. You already know it's coming with the Nikon cameras. And I'm talking about global shutter. I can guarantee that. All right, this is a cute compact R3D. Exactly. Exactly. Especially too, yeah, now that it has internal RAW. Okay, part 2. Some people say that the ISO affects the image because it shifts the middle gray. And that shift, not the ISO, is baked in. But others say it only affects the image because it makes you light different. Yeah. I'm reading I'm really far behind on the chat here. But yeah, that's pretty much what I was saying. He says, part 3, they say that depending on the ISO, the highlight info and the shadow info is shifting. The shift is baked in. That's what they say. Right. Yeah, I follow that. I mean, again, it comes down to the lighting, right? And here's the thing, and I think it's because, like, being someone that shoots both red and Sonys, I'm not gonna lie, when I'm on a Sony camera, I'm really lazy with the lighting. I just am. And even when I was like, some of the projects that I was gaffing on, we would laugh, but when you're working with such limited resources, you're gonna lean on that, and because of that, I think if you were to go and shoot on red like that, you would be in a lot of trouble. You know what I mean? You would be in a lot of trouble. So I hear it both ways, but I 100% believe in the reality of trying to get the image as close as possible to what you would think of it being the final deliverable. You know what I mean? Like, whatever you want that final product to look like, 100%, that's what I'd be trying to do on the day. That is what I try to do on the day. But it's really hard when you don't have a lot of skill. No, but it is hard when you don't have the resources. You don't have the manpower, you don't have the lights. It's hard. It's hard to do that. But yes, shooting on Sonys will make you insanely lazy. Let's just say that. With your lighting, and maybe with everything, your manual focusing skills, everything. And now that they have this auto framing, now it's gonna make you lazy for free, right? Like, the technology is awesome, but it does just make you lazy. It makes you a little bit more, not so much, like being like a true crafter. I'm just like getting caught up in my head right now about like the Gary Winogrand thing is like when Gary Winogrand would only shoot on rangefinder cameras. This is like the 70s. And then when the SLR cameras came out, he was like, he saw, like, it was the first time that you could like see what the lens was seeing, right? Because of the reflex system, because of the mirror system. So so back then, the 70s, they would call that technology, right? Which it is. It's still technology. But either way, like Gary Winogrand would be like, no, man, the technology is ruining the photographer, the image maker, right? Like, so he was always shying away from that, like the idea of technology turning you into an illustrator rather than a photographer or an artist, right? But that still applies today, like in 2025. Because when you look at a Sony camera, you're like, holy shit, man, like it does everything. It literally does everything. And in the end, though, it makes you a little lazy, you know? It makes you a little bit not engaged 100%, you know? Interesting stuff. Let's see. What up, Jason? Slightly off topic, but I took your advice on upgrading my Rokinon Cine lenses. Yeah, you're not ever going to regret that one. And went with the DZO Film Pictor zooms. Not a bad. I mean, over the Rokinon, that's a pretty decent step up, right? It's not like crazy, but pretty decent step up, right? I grabbed a full set of 3 for 3,300. 3? I couldn't pass it up. There's 3 of those things? Hold up. I don't remember there being 3. You'll have to remind me. Okay, cool. We're still on screen here. Cool. So while we're still here, let me go up here, and I want to see what you're talking about with this 3 business. I only knew of the 2. Yeah. Oh, are you talking about this? This 3 lens bundle? You got this for $3,300? You got this for half off? A 14 to 30. Oh, that's new. Oh, okay. So I've done, because I have done plenty of shoots with these lenses. I don't own these lenses, but we've used these lenses. And I love them. I think they're really cool. They have a really nice warm look. Some people say they look like Cook lenses, but I think they only say that because of how warm they are. They're kind of like on the warmer side of the color spectrum. But that doesn't mean it's a Cook look. You know what I mean? Cook look has a lot to do with the way they kind of distort the outer parameters. Like, they don't do that, right? Those don't do that. But they do make everything nice and warm and kind of a nice soft glow. And the bokeh's pretty good. That's pretty awesome if you got that set for 3,300. That's a good deal. That's a real good deal. Okay, what else we got going on? Yeah, I wouldn't pass that up either. Because even if you like used them and then you're like, oh, I hate these things, then you could just turn around and sell them. And you could sell them, you would get more than what you paid for them, you know? Yo, look, based on all that talk about how flat the imaging was and Wicked was, we are all pros now. The imaging was flat and Wicked? I didn't watch Wicked, but from what I saw, it didn't look flat. It looked kind of saturated and colorful to me. Oh, you meant the lighting. Yeah, the lighting. Yeah. Yeah, but isn't that how all of those movies are? Like Oz, did you guys ever see Oz, the Great and Powerful? I worked on that movie, by the way. But that I mean, I just think like those movies with that amount of CGI and blue and green screen, like those are always flat lit. Like any Marvel movie, that I've never watched a Marvel movie and been like, damn, who's the cinematographer on that? No shade, you know what I mean? But the reality is like the way my eyes look at it, like all those movies look the same. Like they all look exactly the same. And yeah, you're right. It's because, you know, they don't have to worry about that, right? They're not going to sit there and, you know, treat it like it's a Deakins movie, you know. They just want them dollar bills. Get those posters made, get the butts in the seat, let's go. Yep. Okay, he says, except it was with the 12 to 25. They also make a 12 to 25? Really? They make 4 of those things now? Wait. Why would you need a 12 to 25 and a 14 to 30? That's a weird thing. That is so weird. A 14, but then their other one starts at 20 mil. Why do you need any of those? Hold on. That's weird that they made those. Am I the only one that thinks it's weird that they made a 12 and a 25 and a 14 to 30? That's just so weird to me. It's like, why would you make both of those? Wouldn't you just want one? That's strange. But then at the same time, they know what they did was weird, so then they only sell a 3 set. But then you get to choose which wide one you want, a 12 or 25 or a 14 to 30. Well, isn't it a no-brainer? You would just take the 12 to 25. Like, is that not a no-brainer? You're like, well, I already have the 20 to 55. Do I want to lose 2 millimeters or gain? It's like, yes, I will take the 12 to 25. Who's even going to consider the 14 to 30 when you have a 12 to 25? It makes no sense, especially when the second one starts at 20. See what I mean, man? I wish I could be on the board, like the opinion board of all these companies. I mean, like, bring it to me. Let me tell you how I feel about this. That's my dream. That's my dream job. Just sitting in a room. They had to light it for all the CGI. Yeah, 100%, dude. Oh, opinion on the substance and on the Laowa anamorphic zooms? I'm just not. I know everybody's talking about those, huh? I saw potato, or not potato. It was the other vegetable, tomato, Patrick Tomato, whatever his name is. He I saw. I didn't watch his video, but I saw the stuff he was. I saw the thumbnails. I see the thumbnails. I don't really watch the videos, but I see the thumbnails. They're doing good. But I'm just not. I'm not a fan of Laowa. I'm just not a fan of Laowa. I'll just say that. I wish I was, but I just don't. I used their. Well, they sent me one of their nanomorphs when they were first like making them for the Komodo, and I just wasn't that impressed with it. I mean, to the point where, did you guys ever see a video about it? Okay, let's just leave it at that. I hate that I missed your last stream. I didn't hear your take on the Lumix S1R2. Did I do a take on that? What up, Howard? I don't know if I did. Did I do a take on that? I don't really know much about Lumix cameras, but if I did, it wasn't that memorable. Yeah. Look, I do remember talking about this now. I do remember talking about this. My problem with this camera is it's 422, but only up to 4K DCI. So once you go beyond 4K DCI, then it's no longer 422. What's the point? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what? Why are you gonna have 10-bit and it's not even 422? I don't know. I have a weird hang up on that. But other than that, yeah, it looks like a beefed out Leica camera. It looks like a Leica camera on steroids, which is not a bad thing. And when I say Leica camera, I'm talking about the SL. If you guys know the SL2 series, the SL2 series, that's what these Lumix cameras look like. They look like the steroid version of the Leica SL3 or whatever. Yeah, exactly. The 12 to 25 was the better set, 100%. That was way to go. So if you got those three lenses for 3,300 bones, oh, dog, that's a good deal. That's a really good deal. Yeah, and I wouldn't be mad about that. I mean, you're set for everything that you go and do. What are they, like a T? Oh, they're only what are they, a T29? T28? What, no, oh yeah, T28. That's not bad, dude. T28's not bad at all, especially on full frame. Man, I feel like you won't have to use other lenses very often. I mean, just on like, your normal shoots, like whatever your like go-to jobs, like corporate, documentary, whatever. Yeah, I feel like you're good to go. Maybe if you wanted to, you could get like one super speed. And when I say super speed, I don't mean Zeiss super speed. Unless you can afford that, then yes, by all means, do that. But no, like any lens that's like a 1.4 or faster, you might want that. Maybe. And I only say that because, sometimes you want to blob it out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm on a 28 mil right now. I'm streaming with the A7C Mark II and a vintage old ass Voltlander lens that is a 28 mil f1.9. So this is a 28 millimeter, and look at all the nice blob I can get back here. Yeah, and that's a 28 mil. So it might be worth it to get like get like one really fast focal length. That's what I would suggest to go with that set. And I don't think you probably wouldn't use, unless you get a little bit of gas, you probably wouldn't buy any other lenses for a very long time. Okay, let's see what he's saying. If we are going to break into Sundance, we have to do the film with Sony A6100s and some Sirui Nightwalkers. I think that's I think I smell some trolling going on there. Peter says, try the anamorphic zooms and the probe lenses. Laowa is quite cool. I wasn't impressed with the nanomorphs either. Yeah, I've used the probe lenses. We've rented the probe a lot. Yeah, that's a very big rental out here in LA. Not just for me, but for a lot of projects I've been on, we've used the probe. It's fine. I mean, yeah, it's cool. It's a nice specialty lens for sure. You know, the one lens that I always wanted from Laowa was the oomph. The right, isn't it called like the oomph or something like that? They make this crazy lens. I thought it was called the oomph. Where is it? Where is it? Do you know the one I'm talking about when I say oomph? What up, Trevor? Yeah, there's a I'm looking for the there's a weird Laowa lens that's called something like oomph or something. Oh yeah, there it is. Hold on, I just saw it. Oh yeah, the oom. The oom. Yeah, I really wanted one of these lenses, man. Look, they have a 20 to 85. Look at that thing. These are so cool. But it's a T4. And let's see. But I forget if they cover full frame or not. I can't remember. I can't remember. Maybe they do. Oh, this one's Super 35. Yeah, right there it says Super 35. But back in the Komodo days, I feel like this would have been the lens. But it's a bummer that it's only a T4. Man. But I love that focal length though. 20 to 85. Or I used to have the Zeiss Contax 28 to 85. Guys, that's the lens you should all be looking for. This is a lens that, you know, they say like one lens you regret selling. This lens. The Zeiss Contax 28 to 35. Or no, what is it? It's a 28 to, what is it again? It's a 28 to 85? Yeah. It's 28 to 85. It's so cheap. Holy crap, this lens is so... Guys, I would tell you, I'm not even lying to you. This is the lens that I have been dreaming again about lately. Because I don't know what it is about this lens. Oh, and I know now. I was on a Facebook group and someone was talking about the Zeiss 35 to 70. I think that's... They also make a 35 to 70. And it's actually more expensive. It's a little faster. We can pull that one up too. We'll pull up the Zeiss... And for a lot of people, the 3570 is what they want. You know, they want this little lens. I mean, it's a lot smaller. You know, it's not a variable aperture, so it's always at f3.4. But I'm telling you, man, this is the one. The way this lens renders is insane to me. And it's, I think I owned this, like 2019? 2019, almost 6 years ago. And like, this is the lens I always remember. Like, I always think about this lens. I wish I would have never got rid of it because I had mine cine-modded and everything. It's a crazy lens. But look, there are some downsides to this lens, right? And the biggest one is it's like that weird old school push and pull system. So that was the main reason why I sold it, because it's like, oh, who? You can't do that with video, you know? Like, you can't even use that for video. So what I ended up doing was selling it. And I think the front element spins too. So it's kind of a bummer for variable NDs. But man, the way this lens worked, the way it rendered, I just cannot get out of my mind. And it's really just about the separation of the foreground from the background. Like when they say Zeiss 3D Pop, this is the one lens that I actually have seen that with. The Zeiss Milvises obviously have that, but with the Zeiss, it's because it's so sharp. Like the Milvises are so sharp, but this old school Contax Zeiss, it still has that kind of pop away, but maybe because it's so old or whatever, it doesn't have that crazy sharpness, and it's just like perfect, man. I'm telling you, no brainer. Man, that was an Easter egg right there, huh? I might get one again. Look how cheap they are. Look how cheap they are. But there's another downside. I swear to God, it's like this long. It's huge, dude. It's a big ass lens. It's no joke crazy. It's a crazy lens. Okay, here we go. Sorry, wow, I went down the rabbit hole on that one. You see, I have a romanticism with that lens. Okay, let's see. Is there that much of a difference between 420 and 422? I honestly don't know. Yes, 100%. Let's Google it. Google, help me. Here I come. 420 versus 422. Yeah, but I wanted to know color information. I want to know real numbers, guys. I want to know real numbers. This is what I was looking for. I was hoping it would show us like the amount of numbers, because it is. It's like millions. It might even be billions, honestly. Like, it is a lot more color information. That is what it boils down to, the color info. Because you got to think, man, these cameras are only 10-bit. They're only 10-bit, right? And people like me even are like, no, it has to be 10-bit. But yeah, that's for handheld cameras. But when you have a big boy camera, 10-bit is no 10-bit is ooh, 10-bit, ooh, poo poo poo, right? You know, it's going to be like if you have a red, it's going to be 12-bit, if not the claimed 16-bit, right? You're talking about billions. So now you don't even have that in your little camera. You only have 10-bit, right? So now you have your 10-bit and then they go, oh, no, but it's only 420 10-bit. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's already 10-bit. That's not great, right? It's just better than shitty, which is, what's shitty? The 8-bit, right? So 10-bit, for all the praise that we give it, it's actually not that awesome. So yeah, I don't want to take away from what could be, trust me. Yeah, to me it is. To me it matters. Now for most people, probably not. And I know there might be some some hardcore people that are like, no. But that's fine. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But for me, nah. When it comes to the color information, nah. I want as much as I can get. Okay. Sup, boss? What up, Trevor? I don't think people realize what a prestigious pass Voigtlander has in lens design. Oh, 100%, dude. Voigtlander are amazing. I have this. I was just showing a guy today. I was showing him my Voigtlander 75mm. Love that lens. It's a 75 2.5. I said, put on your camera, dude. Put on your camera. And he was blown away by it, man. It's just, it's beautiful. And it's like this big. It's a 75mm 2.5 and it's literally this big. I got it for $250 from a guy in Santa Monica. True story. Okay, let's see. I have a very, very early Voigtlander camera with a fixed lens I used to shoot film with. The colors are gorgeous. A fixed lens film camera from Voigtlander? Holy shit, is it a rangefinder? You better never get rid of that thing. That sounds awesome. What is the lens on it? Okay. What up, pro work method? Do you prefer zooms over primes? Hell no, I don't prefer zooms over primes. But we're just on the topic of zooms because I think it was Keith or someone got a killer set of DZOs. But no. If someone's like, would you like these zooms or these primes, sir? I'd be like, the primes, all day, every day. No, I mean, zooms, look, I do shoot on zoom when I do documentary stuff. I'm not going to lie about that because it just makes sense, It makes my life easier. Generally on documentaries, you're a one-man band, hell yeah. If I'm all by myself, hell yeah, I'm gonna zoom all day. But for the narrative world or for when we have a little team, and I got someone to change my lenses for me, then yeah, dude, we want primes. Yeah, 100%. And mainly just because of I can shoot at faster speeds and also it doesn't make me lazy. Back to that whole thing. Like, because I know from shooting tons of shit on Zoom for documentary, it makes you so lazy, dude. You're just like, nah, I'm not gonna try to reframe the real way. I'll just zoom in a little bit, punch in. It's like, oh, come on, man, do it for real, man. Put a prime on there. But in documentary, you don't have time to do that. You don't have Could you imagine if you're shooting documentary and you had like 8 lenses with you? They would just fire you like an hour in. Yeah. But yeah, so there's a time and place for both, and yeah, you should have both. Moral of the story. Contax was such a big player in small body cameras, I could never afford their stuff. Yeah, dude, the Contax Zeiss. Should have never sold any of my Contax Zeiss. But really, I don't really miss the primes that much, but this zoom lens was crazy good lens. Just the rendering was insane to me. Okay, Peter, he said they made a new version of the Rangers. Yeah, I saw that. They only have 4 now, though. That's lame, dude. He says, always enjoy your passion info. Yeah, thank you, man. Trevor said, I always lusted after Contax rangefinders. Yeah. And then they had the Contax G2s. You talking about those? Those are so popular. I don't know, man. All the electronics make me nervous. Like, if I have a film camera, I'm back on the Voigtlander because my M3 is back in the shop. I had to when your Leica's in the shop, you got to have a stand-in. But I love that there's no, this one actually does have a battery because it has a meter, which is a bummer, but the M3 has nothing. The M3 doesn't need any electronics whatsoever, and I love that. Like, when you're talking about film, it's like, I don't know, there's something so primal or like cool about it that you're like, I don't need any batteries. That's awesome. But that one you would, because that's a Voigtlander half electronic camera. But that's the only thing that worries me about the Contax G2s. But other than that, those cameras, yeah, those are insanely cool. He said, I'm excited to look at reviews of this lens. Howard, which one? That Contax one? Oh my God. I don't think I ever did a review on that lens. There's definitely a video of me out there where I did show it. I showed it in a video. It's definitely in a video because I remember it was not cool footage. I was just like shooting in my studio at the time, and I was shooting like my cat jumped up on the camera cart, and like I was just shooting dumb stuff with it. It was like dumb. But I do remember that lens was showed in that video, but that was years ago. I may have even taken that video down by now. I do that sometimes. I'll get like super self-conscious sometimes. I'll be looking at old videos. I'm like, oh no, take that down. Take that down. Private. But yeah, if I do get this lens again, I should, huh? I should do a crazy revival of this lens. Yeah, dude. I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to do that. The lens is insane. There's probably already some other YouTuber like silently watching this and they're like, yes, I'm gonna do that before him. Challenge accepted. Yo. A real trip. Yeah, we're on a real trip. Remember that song? Ween. Yeah, we're on a real trip. Let's see. Orange says, I only shoot home videos on my 15 plus stop area, Alexa. Oh, you're making fun of me because I was talking about... Hey, man, it's up to you guys what you want to spend your money on, man. I don't care. Waste your money. Waste your money on that 420 10-bit. No, I'm joking. It's not wasting money. Look, I get it. But, hey, man, that's my argument, man. I'm sticking to it, man. If I'm spending my money, I want the most I can get. You know? That's that Costco mentality, right? You're like, hey, I'm going to spend this amount of money. Give me all them paper towels. Neatvo TV. That was an amazing answer. I don't know. I'm so behind on this chat. I don't know what my amazing answer was, Howard, but thank you. You're welcome. Netvo TV says, hey, man, I'm a logo designer. Okay, sick. And I am looking for more works. Would you like to have a logo for your channel and your film production? I'm sorry, bro. We are dead broke out here in LA, but I wish you all the luck. Visuals desde el abismo. Oh, shit. I've been really impressed by the Rangers. The S35 17-50 is great. The Laowas? I think he's talking about the Laowas, guys. Let's go have a peek. The Laowa Rangers. That's what he's talking about. Right? It's a Laowa Ranger? Yeah. Wow. See, now these are cool. This is a T29, 28-75. Ah, why so short? Why did they cut it so short? I hate it when they do that. They cut it short, man. You want to know why they did? Because look down here. They want you to get the whole set. Don't forget, we also got the 75-180. It's like, come on, dude. You couldn't just make like a 28-85, 28-90. Oh, man. You know what would be the perfect, like, I don't even know if this is possible from an engineer's standpoint, but could you make a, listen up, folks, could you make a 24 to hundo? A 24 to 100 would be the perfect lens. Like, imagine if they did that. Imagine if this Venus company was like, we're gonna make a 24 to 100. Could we do like a T21? That lens would be like 15 grand. T21, 24 to 100. Okay, but I honestly, if it was 24 to 100, we can roll with T29. But a T21 would be insane. But yeah, T29, if it was 24 to 100, I bet you that lens would be flying off the shelves. Flying off the shelves. 24 to 100, every perfect focal length is in there, dude. You got it all. Flying off the shelves. Okay, wow, this thing fills up so fast. It's called the Voltlander Vitomatic 2. It has a scope R 50mm 2.8. Look it up. You want to have some fun. Hold on, guys. We gotta go look at this crazy old-ass camera. The Voltlander, is it even gonna be on eBay? Voltlander Vitomatic? Oh yeah, I've seen this thing. They have these, yeah. Oh yeah. Now that I see what this is, I didn't know this is the one you were talking about. You like this little camera? Does the meter in it still work? This camera is hilarious, dude. I had a little Yashica like this. I had a little Yashica auto exposure camera. I made a video on it and it got like 200 views. Nobody watched it. Which is fine. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about these little cameras. Now this is tiny though. This thing looks like it could fit in your shirt pocket. We'll leave that up, actually. That's cool looking. I've owned a G2 for more than 20 years now. What up, Dark Slide? With one issue that got fixed 2 years ago. Nippon Camera Clinic in NYC services the G2. The lenses are insanely good and absolute steel. I know. I know, they look awesome. If I got one, I would want it to have the digital back. Do you know? You know, because they have them without the digital back. I'm like, nah, dude, you got to have that little back. Wow, they're so expensive on here. They're way cheaper on Facebook Market. Oh, this is not the camera I was thinking of, but this camera is badass. Yeah, this camera's boss mode. But it just kind of scares me a little bit. It's a lot of electronics, man. Look at all the electronic doodads on this thing. See, I think it destroys film. You know, I'm too much of a purist to use a camera like this for film. I'm like, nah, dude, this is destroying the experience, man. If I wanted a camera like this, honestly, I would just shoot on digital. But this isn't the one I was thinking about. I was thinking about the Contax T2. This camera is insanely popular. This camera is insanely popular right now. But look, it doesn't have the digital back. Anyways, we don't need to talk about point and shoot cameras. What are we doing with our lives, guys? I see the world in 50 mil. The Voigtlander helped me to realize that. Yeah, a lot of people say that. There's something wrong with my eyes. Proic Method says, love the comment by Orange. Yo, he said I need a cheap, wide Sony E-mount or a zoom. What up, Alton Roundtree? He needs a cheap, wide Sony zoom. No, not a zoom. E-mount. Or a zoom. Oh, or a zoom. Okay. Look, this is... Sony has so many options, but honestly, first you got to ask yourself, do you need it to have autofocus? Does it need to be a Sony autofocus lens? Because as soon as you answer that question, you're gonna have about that many options. But then if you say, you know what, I don't need autofocus, you're gonna have way more cooler options. Jonathan Wu says, can't waste money now. My laptop broke 2 weeks ago. Just spent 2,000 CAD on new laptop. Yeah, but you gotta have a laptop, bro. That's why you should always get Apple Care. Netvo TV says, okay, no problem. Need more works to upgrade my laptop. If anyone need me, can reach out to me. Edicison Pena, message retracted. I don't know. He's talking smack up in here. The Proic Method. So what is your favorite camera to shoot on these days? For what? Like what? For what? I have multiple cameras and they each have multiple jobs. For my video work, cinematography work, Sony FX6. For film, Leica M3, but it's in the shop. So my stand-in is the Voigtlander Bessa T. For everyday carry, I have really awesome option. Sony RX100 Mark VII. And for B cam, and literally what I'm using right now, Sony A7C Mark II. So that's the current lineup. Okay. Yo, by the way, what do you think of Sigma BF if you haven't talked about it? Yeah, we were looking at it earlier. I think it's an interesting camera. I think that it's right here. The tab is still open. It's an interesting camera, and that's all I can really say about it. I put my name on the list to see if we can test it out here on the channel. I don't know if Sigma, is going to be down for that. Even though I did insane numbers for them by making the FP video on my own accord. I literally brought that camera back to life. I don't get any credit for that. But, Sigma, they have a reputation to uphold. So, I get it. I don't exactly play fair. So, the companies that actually work with me, let's just say they like to gamble. And I think everyone knows what I'm talking about. We'll leave it at that. But as far as would I buy it? No, I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't buy it. It looks to me even though I know that it's supposed to provoke inspiration, to me it kills inspiration. Right? But again, I'm the dude out here shooting on these old ass cameras and processing my own black and white film to try to figure something out right now. So for me right now, it doesn't look like a camera that is inspiring for me, right? but that, you know, I wouldn't let that infiltrate my honest review of it. You know, I could look beyond the aesthetics of it. I just don't know how well also it would do on my channel, because anytime, I don't know, this is weird. Like, the only photography videos that I do here that do well are when it's about a Leica, and that's it. What about the 25 to 50 row core? Do you still use it? The 25 to 50 row core. Oh, no, it's a 24 to 50. Hell yeah. We just used it on a music video. We just used it on the Poison the Well music video. Go check it out. Check out Poison the Well, Trembling Level. I was the DP on it. Hell yeah, we shot hell a lot of old ass lenses on that. All right, let's see. Sorry, I just want to look at something real quick here, guys. Okay. I have to do the chat on the phone. It's a bummer. Something got messed up on OBS tonight. Oh man, I just got so lost, guys. Holy shit, I'm so far behind right now. Just trying to get caught up here. Okay, hold on. He said that lens would be heavy. Oh, the 24 to 100 will have massive distortion. Yeah. But what kind of distortion though? That's the question. Because look, when it's like the outer distortion, I kind of like that. Or are you talking about like barrel distortion? Like, yeah, I mean maybe. I mean, yeah. Why? Because it's it would go so wide? Nah, man. Here, dude. Nah, they could do it. They could put aspherical elements in that bitch. They could have like 4 aspherical elements. They could put all their little special elements in there. They could do it. They could do it. If they can do a 28, they can do it. Look, if they can make a 24 to 70, they can make a 24 to 100. Because contacts, that Zeiss lens I showed you, where is it? It was it's gone now. Right here. Not the 35 to 70. It was a 25 to 85. So they can already go to 85. I'm telling you, dude, they could do it, and I think they could do it with minimal distortion. I put money on it. There are the 24 to 105 Sigma E mount and Canon 24. Well, yeah, the Canon 24 105. Damn, he got me. I forgot about that lens. But it's a rangefinder. It's for RF mount. Rangefinder. It's for RF mount, though. We can't use that. Who can use RF mount? Canon and Red. Not even Red anymore. Not even Red can use RF mount anymore. It's just Canon boys. So they got that lens all to themselves, which is not cool. And then the Sigma. Let's see what that looks like. Sigma 24 to 105. Let's see what you're talking about here, dude. Sigma 20. Ew, get out of here with that. Oh, you want to know why? Because it's one of those ones that protrudes. No, dude, I'm talking about a real lens, dude. I'm not talking about this. I want to see a 24 to 100 like these Laowas we were looking at, like the cool Laowas. They need a 24 to 100 like this. So these Laowa lenses, right? Where'd it go? I just saw a picture of it. There it is. This is what I'm talking about. A cine lens. 24 to 100 cine lens. No crazy, barrel extension, none of that weird looking stuff. We want it to zoom on the inside like a real lens. They can do it. 24 to 100, man. Hands down. He said, where can I find cheap frames, flags, and floppies? What up, Jason? Where? It's easy, dude. It's called Facebook Marketplace. And you just say, hey, man, I'm looking for grip gear. Now, I don't know. Where do you live? That's the question. You might have to drive pretty far to get that used gear, but I can tell you. Or here's another thing. You can just call up rental houses in your area and just ask them. Like, hey, man, you got any old gear that you're, like, looking to sell? Because it's grip gear. It's grip gear. It's going to, grip gear is the equivalent of, like, cockroaches, right? It's never going to not work. It's grip gear. It will always work. So that is why you don't generally see people giving you a huge deal on grip gear, because it's like, dude, this is solid steel stands. Like, if no one buys it, they could literally just take it down to the recycle place and get money from the local government for it, because it's steel. You know what I'm saying? But chances are they have some that's a little beat up, and they might sell it to you. That would be where I would start. Other than that, yeah, you're going to spend a lot. I have never bought new grip gear. I never have done that. Thank God, because could you imagine the shipping? Okay, let's see. Yo, Stephen Rowland. It can be done in cine format would be fuego. Yeah, it would be fuego. 100%. Chris Flores. I picked up an A7 IV. I can't wait to have AFC alongside my Komodo and use the A7 IV on a gimbal. Stoked to join Sony after years of trying to avoid it, LOL. Plus, it has the most DR in sub 2500 cameras. 100%, 100%, 100%. Yes. Yeah, the A7S III was the purchase I made that changed my life forever, unfortunately. Right? No one is excited to shoot on Sony. No one is. No one is. But when you do, you go, ah, fuck. That was my experience. I did not want to shoot Sony cameras. Did not want to. Did not want that. But as soon as you do, you're like, oh man, what have I been doing? Okay. Trevor says, yeah, and by the way, not sponsored by Sony. Sony have never sent me anything. Like it just, it's just the reality of it. Okay, hold on. Trevor said, all the cameras I regret selling were all old film cameras. I had early 2.8 Rolleiflexes. Sorry, I sold like an idiot. Yeah, dude, you ain't getting that back. Tested non-true color VND and they block out IR pollution, even at high ND. My guess is true color VND don't block out it because they don't shift green. So take your pick, greencast or IR. What the hell are you guys talking about? You're talking about NDs? Bring that up from last week's convo. Oh, yeah, that was out of nowhere, bro. Bring that up from last week's convo where I was asking you about VND suggestions. I test Earth. Okay, he tested the Earth Vari MDs and he tested the Prism Lens FX. And he said, the Prism Lens FX, they make a VND? Of course they do. He said they shift green but block out IR on Komodo and XH2S. Okay. They shift green. So no bueno, bro. No bueno. Which ones? Tested non-true color VNDs. Yes, that's why. You didn't get the Nisi, did you? Chris Flores, you didn't buy the Nisi one. I'm telling you guys, you gotta make the big purchase first. And that will be your last purchase. I only tell you from experience, man. I was just talking to Marianne about this. So I call this the poor man's infinity circle, right? And I know because I grew up poor. I grew up poor, guys. I did not have a dad. I never had a dad. I grew up in a broken home. And I'm telling you right now, this is how they get you in the infinity poor circle. Because they make something that isn't as good for less. And they go, hey, the poor people will buy this. And you go, fuck, yes, I do, because I have to buy it because I'm poor. You buy it, but remember, it's made less. It's made less quality-wise. So it's going to end up being faulty. It's not going to last as long. And then what happens? Then you got to replace it. You go, oh, no, I got to replace this thing. But then you see, oh, there's a cheaper option. What are you going to do? Well, you're poor. You're going to buy the cheaper, right? It's just like a vicious infinity circle. Whereas if you could just step back and go, nah, dude, nah, I'm going to buy the best. And people look at you and go, you're too poor. You can't do that. And you're like, nah, shut up. I got this. And then that's what you do. You show all your friends, you show your family, you go, nope, I'm going to buy the thing that actually I know is better. And then, guess what? It is better. You got what you paid for. Holy shit, imagine that. Sorry, that was a crazy riff. We love you, Chris. I'm just riffing. Curtis and Will, hold on, guys. I'm trying to get caught up here. Oh my gosh, it doesn't let me get caught up on this. I just lost my place now. Where did it go? There it is. Do you have any recommendations for PTZ camera heads? Curtis Wilson asking big boy questions, huh? Ah, dude, I don't even know what the hell you're talking about right now. What is a PTZ camera head? Oh, these things. That's why. Yeah, I'm out of the loop with this kind of stuff, Curtis. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about these things. I've never used one. The way my brain is wired, I look at that and I go, nah, I don't even want to know what that is. That's just the way my brain works. Until someone like says, no, you got to check this out, right? It would have to be someone I know that has one, and they're like, look, and they basically demonstrate it to me, because otherwise I have zero interest in this. It just looks like something where I just go, nah, I'm good. But here's the funny thing: I understand the benefits of it. Don't get it twisted, right? I'm not a complete moron, right? I understand the benefits of it, but I'm just a little bit of a I don't know what you would call it. Not an idiot. maybe impatient. I would say impatient. I'm too impatient to sit there and teach myself how to use this device when there's a part of me that goes, nah, I feel like I don't care enough about it. So unfortunately, Curtis, no, I can't help you there, brother. Chris, he says, what's a vintage zoom you recommend that could pair with Russian lenses like the Helios? I got lenses from Iron Glass and would like a zoom for B-roll. You want a zoom lens that's going to match those crazy ass things? Well, you know how to start. You go and see what they did for the Batman. Yeah, buddy, because you remember, they shot those on the Iron Glass. And I'm almost positive they had a zoom lens on that movie because I feel like every movie has a zoom lens on it. It's true. It's true. All you gotta do is read an ASC article and you'll be like, damn, every movie has a zoom on deck, bro. It makes sense, though. You know, you're gonna run out of time. Sometimes you want to do something really funky, creative, do some Severance shit, you know? It's forever no longer called the Jaws shot. It's now called the Severance shot. Remember they used to refer to the Zolly as the Jaws shot? Nah, that's dead. It's now officially the Severance shot. Okay, sorry, we're getting off topic here. Let's get to the details here and see if we can find out what zoom lens they had on this set. Look at all these lenses, guys. Holy shit. Let's see. They got, okay, the Cooke Extol Express lenses. Oh my gosh, hold on. Prime DNA, Canon Extol Express, Cooke Extol Express, Arri Alexa Plus, Atlas Orion. There, see that? Helios and Jupiter lenses. Helios Jupiter lenses for the crash camera. A Helios 442 58f2 for the car scenes. Are any of these... So I'm not a huge lens guru, but I don't know if any of these are zooms. I mean, I imagine express in my head says that means zoom, right? Like that's the most logical part, right? Like, oh, an express lens. Let's just look it up. Cooke Extol. Oh, it's not gonna be on this. Hold on. Let's just look it up. Cooke's Extol Express. It's a zoom lens? It's gotta be, right? What is this? No, these are just crazy ass lenses. I am totally out of the loop with these lenses. I don't know what the hell this is. I thought this was gonna be a zoom lens. These are primes. What the hell? Canon Extol Express. Wow. Well, I'll be damned. Atlas Orions, those are definitely not zooms, right? Atlas Orions are not zooms. Nah, these things are, yeah. I don't know. They might make a zoom, though. They might have a zoom lens. Hold on. Do they have... Nah, they won't have a zoom lens. No. They couldn't do that. Man, they may have not used a zoom on this freaking movie, guys. Arri Alpha. Yo, wait, the Arri Alpha. Hold on. We gotta look at this. Oh. The alphas are these things. They used these? They used these. Whoa, I didn't even know they used those lenses. And then the prime DNAs. No, there is no frickin' zoom lens on this movie. Wow. There ain't no zoom lens on this movie, dude. I can't believe that, man. I cannot believe that. I mean, I shit you not, man. I feel like every ASC article I read, you know, because they share, there's a little gray box and it always tells you the lenses and the camera and everything. I swear, like, every single one of them has a zoom lens. That's insane to me that it doesn't have a zoom lens. Well, anyways, okay. I don't know, man. That would be hard. Helios, they have such a unique look, man. I don't know, man. I would have to think about that one. That's going to be hard, man. I forgot you did the FP review. That was an amazing review. Thank you, Howard. It was amazing. Trevor says, I feel like Sigma cameras are just a constant middle finger to the industry. They're punk rock. Are they, though? Are they, though? I don't think they're punk rock. They don't have the vibe to be punk rock. But I see what you mean. Their mentality, right? They're rebellious. Yeah. They're rebellious. But I don't know if I would... I think there have been other forms of music that have been rebellious, like jazz. And I think I would say, yeah, they're more like jazz. Okay, the dark side says, the BF has no mechanical shutter. You dislike it for the same reason you got mad at the FP. I already thought of that. 100% already thought of that. And there's a million things I don't like about the camera. There's no EVF on it. It would be more cons, and they probably know that. So they're like, let's not send it to Jesse Phillip. We don't know what he's going to do. He's unhinged. He's crazy. right? That's what they all say. Yo, the Proic method, he said, you single-handedly created an FP movement, then canceled it. It was fun. They should send you the new one in case you like it. He said I canceled it. Look, guys, that's crazy. I didn't cancel it. You can't. No, here's the thing. That is so unfair, dude. This is the thing, though. It's like, dude, just because I even, I tried to say that in the video. It's like, look, not everyone has to do what I do, right? Like, you don't have to keep shooting the camera. What I mean is, like, you don't have to stop using something just because I do. You know what I mean? I don't like. I don't know. I'm not wired like that. Like, I'd be like, oh, damn, he stopped using it. But I can get what you mean, because then once the seed is planted, right? Because I understand it from both sides. You know what I mean? So once the seed is planted, then they're like, then they'll always think of that. Like, well, Justin, oh, that's why Justin stopped using it. Or they'll be like, well, this is what Justin said, right? So I can understand both sides of it. But if you look at it from my mind is a little different, which I think most people know this by now. But like, in my head, I'm like, nah, who cares? Because that's how I am. Like, I would be like, that's a bummer, but I still love it, right? Like, and here's the thing too, like, if I was not doing photos at all with that camera, then maybe I would have kept on to it a little longer. Maybe would have. But I don't know. I still had issues with the rolling shutter even in video mode too, and I seem to be the only one that was experiencing those issues. Either way, we don't have to keep talking about it. Joshua says, I was given some older camera equipment for Christmas, and I about lost my mind when I found a Rokorex 24mm f2.8 in the bag. Instantly thought of this channel. Cool, man. That's the best one. Honestly, I only have 3 Minoltas nowadays, and that's one of them. I love that little 24. And mainly because the only reason I kept it is because I use it with the Leica Rs. Because it is a Leica R. Edison says, you ever used any vintage Cook Speed Pancro lenses? Yes. Yes, I have. And they are insane. They are insane. On the projects that I've used, I'm trying to recall what I could share to show you. But yes, I've used some. Dude, I love Cooks. Like, I love Cooks. I wish I could afford the Cook SP3s, those new little ones. Are they called the SP3s? I don't know. I've shown them before here on the live stream. I love those things. And I love that Light Lens Lab made a like a rehoused, rebadged. They made like an homage to the original Cook. Like, dude, nah, yeah, I love Cook lenses, no joke. For my eyes, the way my eyes are, because I have the hue deficiency in my eyeballs, the look that the Cook lenses have just looks so right to me. Like, the colors just look so good out of the box. Trevor said, there's nothing wrong with distortion. All these computer design lenses have ruined our taste buds. Anamorphic is literally all about distortion. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly why Roger Deakins doesn't ever shoot anamorphic, because it would cause him to have a brain tumor, probably. Like, the guy hates any sort of like weirdness in terms of like the lenses. He talks about that. Let's see. Delorac says, Nikon throwing Z mount on red because we all gonna mad dap and shoot Sony glass now. Oh, use the MDAP adapter. Says that what's gonna happen? Everybody's gonna be shooting Sony lenses on their Nikon and red cameras. Gross. Man, that's gonna cause some turmoil for those guys, and they're gonna be working really fast to catch up with autofocus. That's all I'll say about that, because Nikon and red are not gonna stand for that very long. Like, they're gonna see, because here's the thing. This is why Jared and them even made the Komodo to begin with, because they got sick and tired of going up on sets and seeing movies being shot on the big red cameras. Like, I don't know, just pick your choice of big red camera. But then meanwhile, on the gimbal, there would be an Alexa Mini LF, right? Or do I have this story backwards? It's very possible I have this story backwards, but I don't think I do. And they didn't want to see the Alexa Mini next to the reds, so they made the Komodo, right? So imagine if they got to look at Sony glass on their Nikon cameras and their red cameras. Nah, they're not going to put up with that. They better step up their game in the autofocus department. And that's how they will be able to stop people from doing that. Because other than that, Are people that obsessed with G Master Glass? You guys really think G Master Glass is that good? No, dude, it's only that good because of the autofocus technology inside of it. That's why people use those lenses, right? That's just my opinion. Addison says, you ever play with the Minolta MD Zoom Record 40 to 80 f2.8 zoom lens? No, but that's the one I wanted. That's the one I wanted. I came this close to getting it, but I don't think it's a 2.8, dude. I don't think it's a 2.8. I think it's an f4. I don't think any of their zooms are a 2.8, honestly. Holy shit. Oh, it's this thing. Oh, never mind. This isn't what I was thinking of. No, I do know about this though, but no, dude, why are you gonna kill yourself with this thing? First of all, look how much money they want for this thing. No, sir. No, you would not catch me. I mean, I think it's cool. It's novel. If someone's gonna give it to you, then yeah, use it. But dude, I would not invest any money on this thing. That's just my opinion on it. It just looks not for me. I have a Canon 24 to 105 EF. Yeah, but it's an EF. It's an EF. Now you're getting somewhere. Yeah, but the problem with it is it still focused by wire? Because that's not gonna work. Right? You're not gonna be able to no, guys, no. This is not what I'm talking about. No, none of this. See this? This is lens extension. They call this barrel extension. No. We don't want that. I see that and I just go, ew. What's that lens doing? We don't want that trash. We want a real lens. We want a big boy lens. No, we don't want that. My first lens. No, it looks great. It looks cool, but it's not a lens that I want to use. He says, the infinity pour circle. If you don't make a video out of this, I'm going to be so disappointed in you. Should I? You think people would watch it? They think I should make a video about my my poor man's circle that I was telling you about. She has her headphones in. She doesn't have time for this. Yes, maybe I will then. Maybe I will do a video about it. Okay, Chris says, I have 2 sets of Nisi True Color V&D sets, spent like 800 plus. They just don't block out IR pollution on Komodo without stacking and creating a vignette in certain situations. That's why they experiment. Damn. So, have you tried, Chris, hold on. If you're still there, he probably got mad and left. Chris, if you're still there, this is what you need to try. The Super Slims, the Super Slim IR NDs. Have you been doing this? These are very, very thin. They are super tiny. They're literally made for stacking. And you can get them in all stops. Look, 4 stop. They make a 7 stop. Holy shit, I didn't even know that. This is what I would do if I were you, dude. Right? If literally the IR is your only problem, these are the ones that you should be stacking because these are so super thin. Yeah, dude, check it out. If you're still around. Trevor says Atlas doesn't make a zoom. Yeah, I know. Sammy Superstar. I guess Batman didn't use the zoom lenses. Wow. Yeah, there's no zoom lens. Wait, was that a jab? Is that a jab that you took at me there, Sammy? Curtis says, another question I recently got, a Sigma FP. Oh boy. What would be an amazing general purpose lens? I mostly will use for photos with some video. I want one lens, something that is not huge. Well, that's the problem with the FP. Any lens you put on it is going to be huge. Oh, damn. My battery's about to die, guys, because it's not getting power. My camera's not getting power because of the Wait, if the battery dies, will the stream go out completely? How long have I been streaming anyways? How long has this been? I don't even know how long we've been streaming. Hold on. We may have to cut it short. Let's go to main webcam here. We may have to cut this short real quick. Yeah. All power is about to go, guys. I don't even know how long we've been going for, though. Oh, here it is. Let me see. I'm just curious. I like it to go at least an hour. You know how it goes. Will it tell me how long we've been going for? No, I have no clue how long we've been going for. See, something got messed up on my platform when I came back. Anyways, hour and a half, holy shit. Yeah, so we did it. Oh yeah, the first 10 minutes were garbage though. But anyways, thank you guys. On your way out, hit the like button. That's gonna wrap it up, guys, because we're losing power on all fronts here. We gotta figure out a way to power the camera while also doing the live stream because I need that USB-C port. And I ain't got time for dummy batteries. Okay, guys, thank you for the support, and we'll see you next Sunday. It's every Sunday. We're out before that camera dies. Hit that like button on the way.